Ah, man, today's your lucky day. If you're a man who's overweight and you've been struggling to lose weight for quite some time, but you just can't seem to figure it out, or maybe you're struggling with vices like smoking and alcohol, and you're just at a point in your life where you need to change, then watch this full entire video. I'm going to be going over the identity rebuild protocol, which is the exact process I take my clients through in order to completely transform their lives. If you watch the entire video and you apply what you're about to learn, you will be unrecognizable in the next 6 months. Check it out. All right, let's get into it. I got my water with me. Let's rock. Welcome to the Identity Rebuild Protocol. This is for overweight men looking to transform your body and mind within 180 days. We're at least going to lose 20 pounds of fat. You're going to build lean muscle and learn how to keep it off forever. And that's the main part, keeping it off. You don't want to be in a cycle of losing weight, gaining it back, losing weight, gaining it back. That ends today. We're also going to achieve this without living in the gym. You don't have to work out 6 days per week, 7 days per week to lose weight. We don't have time for that. We have families, we have lives, we have responsibilities. We need to get the best bang for our buck, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do so by training 3 hours per week inside of the gym. All right, 3 hours per week. There's 168 hours in a week. You have 3 hours. You have what it takes. All right. And we're going to do this all while eating foods that you actually love. That way your nutrition plan is sustainable and you could do this for the rest of your life. You don't have to eliminate that pizza, that cake, or that wine with your lady on the weekend. You can have it all and still lose weight. And in this video, I'm going to show you how. And the best part is, if you follow it and it doesn't work, we're going to refund you, no questions asked. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dewan, and I'm going to show you exactly how I help my client Trey lose 23 pounds of fat and gain 10 pounds of muscle in 160 days, all right? He actually achieved a six-pack for the first time in his life. I mean, look at his transformation. He got as low as 184 pounds, and he got as high as 192 pounds in terms of his muscle. But he started at 215. Look at him, man. Great work, Trey. Great work. Who is this for? All right, this is very important. If you want to lose 20 to 40 pounds of fat and never gain it back, this is for you. If you're sick of restarting every single Monday, this is for you. If you're tired of breaking promises to yourself, how many times have you said, I'm going to start today. I'm going to start today. Then you procrastinate, or you start for a week and you restart again. Then you get mad and depressed. If that sounds like you, this is for you. If you feel uncomfortable in your clothes and you avoid mirrors, you go to work and you're sucking in your stomach, your spare tire is hanging over your belt, you have man boobs, your shirt is too small, it's too tight, this is for you. And if you want to eat foods you love and not be only subject to chicken, broccoli, and rice, this is for you. If you want to rebuild a new identity and see yourself differently with a new proven system, you're in the right place. Now, this is also important because this is not for everyone. And if you fall into any of these categories, exit the video. I do not want to help you. All right, number one, if you want a quick fix, we're building a lasting transformation. I'm not offering you a 30-day crash diet that fails by day 31. If that's you, peace out. Number two, if you can't train for 3 hours per week, there's 168 hours in the week. If you cannot train for 3 hours out the week, this is not for you. If you cannot follow a structure, this is not for you. It's not difficult. It's very simple. Freedom comes from discipline. And if you're not willing to follow a proven system, save yourself the time and go elsewhere. This is not for you. And number four, if your ego is too big, if you think you know it all, if you're not willing to try something new, if that describes you, then this program is not for you. This is the truth that no one tells you about fat loss, all right? You can lose body fat without training 6 days per week, without eliminating carbs completely, and without having to live on chicken and broccoli. You don't have to do that. Because most overweight men fail because they don't understand the three critical components of a lasting transformation. All right? Number one is how to eat for fat loss. Most diets are too restrictive and unsustainable. That's why after a week or two, people fall off, they binge, and they regain all the weight because they're eating in an unsustainable fashion. That's the first one. Number two, how to train efficiently. All right. More is not better. Better is better. We have to work smarter, not harder. And that's exactly what we do here. And number three, but most importantly, is how to shift your identity, changing your self image, the way you see yourself. That way, your habits stick permanently and not temporarily. Excuse me. Because the truth is, you don't have a fat loss problem. You have an identity problem. Real talk. This is my story. So, just under 5 years ago, I was $30,000 in debt, addicted to weed, and out of shape. I was a former high level athlete, and I couldn't believe what I had become. I've been fit since grade 10. Discipline was a part of who I was. So, when I looked in the mirror and I didn't recognize the man that I saw, it hit me hard. I wasn't just out of shape, right? I had let my standards slip. My discipline was gone. I was numbing myself, avoiding responsibility, avoiding mirrors. All I could think was, how did I let this happen? That version of me got me here and could not take me to where I wanted to go. So that version had to die. My identity had to change, not physically, but mentally. I had to give myself permission to become a different man. I quit weed cold turkey. I've been sober for over 5 years. I rebuilt my six pack, my habits, my standards. And once I experienced that shift, I realized that I couldn't be the only one who was going through these similar things. So I started coaching inside of a commercial gym. I worked there for a bit. I helped people inside the gym. Then I transitioned online because I've been the man who avoids mirrors, who doesn't love himself, who knows he's capable of more but isn't living it. Tired of being overweight, addicted to weed, and being lost, birthed the identity rebuild protocol. All right. And now I use it to help men all over the world do exactly what I did: kill the old version, install the new one, and never go back. Here are some of the team members that we've helped. We got my guy Serge on the left, we got Jeff in the middle, and we got Cordell on the right, all losing mad weight and becoming the best men that they can be. Now we're going to get into Trey's story from gaming to gaining. So I met Trey on Instagram. And when I first met Trey, he was 215 pounds, with a big stomach. He had love handles. He was drinking every weekend, vaping, gaming, nonstop. And he also hated his job. He was doing manual labor. And during our phone call, one thing that struck out to me was the pain in his voice. He had a lot of pain in his voice because he was tired of the situation that he was in. He was tired of grabbing his stomach in the mirror and saying, what the hell is going on? How did I get here? And once he got on board, we got to work and he entered the identity rebuild protocol. So he started training 3 times per week. We rebuilt his identity and then his body followed. 160 days later, he lost 23 pounds of fat. He gained around 10 pounds of muscle. He got a six pack. He got super lean. He got sober. He got a new girlfriend. And he also got a new job working at Toyota. He didn't just change his body, he changed his life, because fitness is just the foundation. And once you have a strong foundation built, everything in your life gets better. And Trey is living proof. This is how the identity rebuild protocol works, all right? It's very simple. I want you to keep that word in your mind. Simple. The protocol is built on 4 foundational phases that work together to create a lasting transformation. Each phase is essential. If you skip one, the system breaks down. The first phase is the identity reboot. We're going to destroy the old operating system and we're going to input a new one. The second phase is training, all right? We're going to build strength efficiently. Number 3 is nutrition. We're going to fuel transformation sustainably. You're going to eat foods you love and still be able to lose the weight. It's a beautiful thing. And number 4, recovery. This is going to multiply your efforts. So in phase 1 of the identity reboot, this lasts around 1 to 2 weeks, all right? And the objective is to destroy the old operating system and install the new one. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to write out the mirror letter. The title is The Truth About the Man I've Become. Brutal honesty is needed here. Number 2 is the cost analysis. We're going to calculate what staying the same costs you physically, emotionally, socially, financially, because discomfort can turn into urgency. All right. Number 3 is the habit autopsy. We're going to track everything: your food, your sleep, your steps, your vices, and your triggers. Awareness precedes control. Number 4 is the 2-man blueprint. We're going to create detailed profiles: who you are right now and who you will become in 180 days. We're going to make it concrete. Number 5 is the death ritual. You're going to write, I am killing, and you're going to list the habits that must die. You're going to sign it, and you're going to mean it. This is going to make for a big psychological shift. And we're going to install the decision filter installation. Before every decision you make in a day, you're going to ask yourself, is this what the disciplined version of me would do? And the key principle here is identity is installed through evidence, through action, okay? Every decision either proves you're the new man or the old one. We have 3 non-negotiables, all right? 3 commitments form the foundation of your transformation. If you miss these, everything else crumbles. It's very simple. Training 3 times per week, all right? 3 focus sessions, full body, every other day, no exceptions. You're going to hit your protein target daily. Your target number every single day must be hit. This is needed to build muscle, all right? And number 3 is 8K steps daily. Baseline movement, non-negotiable. This is a fat loss accelerator. You must hit this at least 80% of the time, all right? And this is what consistency looks like. Consistency is not about being perfect. It's about giving consistent effort with a standard. And that standard is 80%. Proof builds identity. If you miss too often, you prove to yourself that you're still the old version. And that's exactly who we're trying to kill. Now we're going to get into the training, where we like to call the forge. All right. So Trey trained 3 hours per week. All right. Full body sessions every other day. It was simple, but very effective. During each session, we targeted chest, back, shoulders, legs, and arms. All right. Each session also included 1 squat pattern, 1 hinge pattern, 1 horizontal push, 1 horizontal pull, 1 vertical push, and 1 vertical pull. All right. Every major muscle group is trained each session. Full body sessions are going to allow us to stimulate more muscle per workout. All right. More muscle activation equals higher calorie burn. Higher calorie burn plus controlled nutrition is going to equal accelerated fat loss. But here's the key. Because the volume is controlled, recovery stays high. And when your recovery is high, because you're only training 3 times per week, your strength increases. And when your strength increases, muscle increases. And when your muscle increases, fat loss becomes easier long term, all right? This is why 3 days per week works better than 6 for overweight men, because you don't need more workouts. What you need is better recovery and consistency. The rep ranges are anywhere from 6 to 12 because this is optimal for muscle growth and strength. And we also track everything inside of our private fitness app. We're going to track your sets, your reps, your weight, your weight, and your rest periods. And this is the golden rule. You have to beat last week, whether it's taking a shorter rest, higher weight, right? This is progressive overload. Always challenging yourself in the gym is what's going to take you over the top and achieve these goals, all right? Again, here are our core training principles, all right? Less is more. Quality over quantity, always. Compound lifts first. This is very important. Compound lifts like squats, deadlifts, presses. These are all going to be inside of the program. We also believe that consistency beats intensity, all right? When you show up consistently at least 80% of the time rather than sporadically at 100%, you're going to achieve lasting results. And progressive overload always. If you're not progressing, you're regressing. One thing Trey struggled with was his form, right? In terms of his squat. So here's exactly what we did. Instead of starting with barbell, we first started with the goblet squats, slower reps. He got video feedback every single week on his form because the perfect reps build the perfect bodies. As a result, his lower back pain was gone. His strength doubled. His fat dropped consistently. And because we're tracking everything, we noticed that in week 1, he was only squatting 95 pounds for 8 reps. By week 6, it was 160 pounds. Again, another complete transformation for Trey. For phase 3, this is the nutrition. We believe in the triple M protocol. Most men either go extreme or have no plan. Both approaches fail. We focus on 3 main pillars, all right? Number 1 is the macros. Precise targets based on your body and goals, adjusted weekly based on your progress. Number 2 is meal selection, all right? Foods you actually enjoy. We're gonna have protein sources, carb sources, fat sources, and vegetables. It's a very simple formula. And the third M is the mindset, all right? Built-in flexibility. There's not gonna be any guilt. There's not gonna be any binge cycles. This is sustainable for life. It's not only for 30 days, all right? Now, when I first started to work with Trey, these were his macros. 190 grams of protein to build and preserve muscle, around 240 grams of protein for his performance inside of the gym so he can be great. And number 3 is 70 grams of fat for hormone optimization, all right? And this was, again, adjusted weekly based on his results. He ate foods that he enjoyed, right? We built in cheat meal strategically. That way, there was no suffering where he couldn't eat the foods that he loves, right? Because again, you can eat pizza and still lose fat if the calories are controlled, right? And that's exactly what we did. Phase 4. Phase 4 is recovery, all right? This is the performance multiplier, very important. Sleep is the multiplier that amplifies everything else. Training hard without recovering properly is like making deposits into a bank account with a hole in it. When I first met Trey, he was only sleeping 4 hours per night. His progress was capped, so we had to fix that immediately, all right? So some of the rules that we put in place were no food 2 hours before bed, right? Because that's going to interfere with digestion and deep sleep. No screens before bed as well, all right? Blue light destroys melatonin production. So 1 hour before bed, no screens, no TV, no iPhone, no laptop, right? You want to focus on relaxing activities like reading a book, taking a shower, things of that nature. We also want to cool the room temperature, all right, to about 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. That's going to be optimal for deep sleep. And we want to have blackout curtains, all right, because this complete darkness maximizes recovery, and that's how you're going to get the best sleep possible. So when Trey was at around 4 hours of sleep, he had constant fatigue, workouts were weak, he had cravings all day, and his fat loss was very slow. Once he started to get more sleep and we bumped it up, his energy was through the roof, his strength skyrocketed, his appetite was controlled, and his fat loss accelerated. You're not the same man you are when you get 4 hours of sleep versus 8 hours of sleep. Recovery multiplies every output in your life. Gym, work, it doesn't matter. Recovery is essential. Now, this is the compounding effect, right? So here's what happened to Trey's identity when it shifted and momentum started to take over. He first started to lose 10 pounds. His confidence went up. His training improved. Muscle increased. Fat loss accelerated. He didn't need motivation anymore because his identity changed. He became a man who ate clean. He became a man who didn't skip workouts. He became a man who took care of himself. And once this is your new identity, it's embedded into your veins. Sticking with these habits is the easiest thing you could do, and you know it like the back of your hand. All right? This shift is worth more than any number on the scale. Facts. So again, who is this for? This is for men between 25 to 45 years old. You're past the college party phase of your life, going to the club, and you're not ready to accept the decline. You know that you're capable of more, all right? This is for the men that want to lose between 20 to 40 pounds of weight. You're not morbidly obese, but you're still uncomfortable. You still don't like what you see in the mirror. You're not confident, and that's impacting your work, your ability to get a girl, relationships, so on and so forth. This is for you. This is also for the former athletes. You were once very well in shape. You played your sport, but once you were finished, you lost your identity. You didn't know who you were anymore. And now you're looking to get back to your old peak shape and even beat that. All right? And this is for the high functioning but undisciplined man. You're successful in your career, but you're lacking structure, in your health, and you're ready to apply that same drive to your body. All right? If you're tired of restarting every Monday, this is your solution. We don't hand you a PDF and wish you luck and say, all right, now it's time for you to go do it. We don't do that here. We rebuild your standards, rewire your habits, engineer your training, structure your nutrition, all aligned with who you are 180 days from now. And most importantly, we change your identity. So taking care of your health becomes effortless. So here's the offer that I have for you guys. We're going to transform you in 180 days or you don't pay. What you get, you're going to lose 120 pounds of fat permanently. You're going to build lean muscle that lasts. You're going to keep it off for life with an identity-based system and change. You're only going to train 3 hours per week, not 6 or 7. You're going to eat foods that you actually love, and you're going to have a complete identity transformation. Because the truth is, 180 days is coming either way. So you can ask yourself, who are you going to be once 180 days come? Are you going to be the same man avoiding mirrors, or are you going to be the man who rebuilt himself? Here's the guarantee that we have for you. If you follow the plan and you don't see measurable progress, you do not pay, or we will work with you until you do. You bring the commitment, we bring the system, and together you achieve the transformation that you have been wanting for months and years. If you want results like Trey, book a call. The link is going to be inside of the description. If we're a fit, we rebuild your identity. If not, you leave with clarity. Looking forward to speaking with you soon, fellas. Peace out. Love.